Hello everyone, welcome to a new video on this channel. Today I'm gonna show you a speed build of Caravan Campsite that I built in Granite Falls, and it's considered as a vacation rental, but it is as a residential lot in the gallery, so you will have to place it and then switch to a vacation rental in any world that you want to place it, but it's designed for Granite Falls. We have currently summer in Europe, and because of that I wanted to build some lot which will be very summery. And we also have event in the game of The Sims 4 right now, which is called Nature's Calling, and Sims team told us to go touch grass, so I wanted my Sims to touch the grass. And what is better than a campsite? I mean, the better is Caravan Campsite, right? For the bottom of my caravans, I am using debug item, and it's a base game item, so if you want to build a caravan yourself or if you want to use it for something else, you will find it in the debug menu. It's quite big, so I had to size it down twice, but you can size it down only once if you want to make a bigger caravan, or if you want to build like a trailer, then I think it's gonna be suitable to size it down only once. But I wanted a very tiny caravan because the idea was to spend time outdoors, so there was no need of building a big caravan because we just want to be outside. I had this idea of building a campsite for a long time in my head, but I was prioritizing different videos, so this video is on the list right now. And one of the reasons, as I said before, is the event that we have in the game. And I'm also getting excited for Enchanted by Nature expansion pack, which is coming quite soon. So I think that I'm gonna do a lot of builds that my Sims will be spending time outdoors. Technically this is not outdoors because they still have a shelter and the caravan is super cute anyway, but you get the idea of spending time in the nature. What I did imagine in my head is that these caravans are not movable, so there will be some features that I would probably not design for the caravan which will be attached to the car, but these are in my head placed on the lot and people are renting them. They are not traveling to the lot themselves with the car and a caravan, so there are some details that I would definitely not recommend to have in the caravan which is moving, but I still try to be accurate and think about what would be safe and what not. I have no personal experience about how it is to spend the summer in the caravan, but I have a friend who always went for the entire summer with the family to the summer campsite for caravans, and they stayed there the entire summer, and I visited her once there, and it was super cute to have these little tents in front of the caravans, and people were just chilling and grilling and chatting, and I really adore this idea because it just screams the ultimate summer to me. Here I'm resizing these, in my head, knobs to make a place for hanging coats or anything on the wall when you enter the caravan. And I'm just adding some little details which I find cute. And I was really proud of this extinguisher that I placed under the counter because, you know, safety is important. I'm also placing the vent here, and again, it's not functional, but it's a little detail and I feel like it's super cute to just make the air flowing. And I was really trying to decorate the area around the bed to make it a bit different, so I use these posters and I feel like it fits there quite well. I'm also placing some more clutter just to make it cozy, and you can see that I chose to go with bright colors which are very summery to me, especially that yellow counters I really love. Pay attention to this area because I placed here little modular couches instead of seating for like a dining area, because I felt like this looks more like a caravan to me. And I'm also placing a little poster which I sized down, and I was trying to make an illusion of some kind of rules or information about the campsite. The caravans are not identical because I was thinking about if you will travel with a family to the slot. It's designed for a family of 4, which means parents and 2 kids. But you can definitely come with the older Sims as well. It's just the fact that in this caravan are bunk beds, and they are usually meant to be for kids. And also this caravan is more like kids friendly because of all the decoration and bright colors there. But it doesn't really matter if there's gonna be adult Sim. I think it's still pretty cute, even for adults. I was also going for a lot of wooden tones, so you can see that this caravan is darker because I chose the dark wood as the very significant color in this caravan. But I feel like it makes it more cozy, and it also fits to the world that we are, which is the Granite Falls. Here comes a bit of a questionable part that I placed in this caravan because I felt like this seating from down out fits pretty well into the caravan. However, it's not functional. So this corner is more of a decorative, and don't get me for that because I was considering that if I should leave it there or if I should remove it, but I really felt like it looks like the seating from the caravan and I wanted to keep it there. So it's not functional, it's for decorative purpose only to look more like a caravan, but I think that it doesn't matter because there is a designed area where my Sims will go eat dinner, lunch, any kind of meal that they will eat together, and that is outdoors. But let's pretend that it works, and in the case of bad weather, Sims can gather here and chat and play board games and stuff inside. And of course, in the case that you will download this, you can adjust that yourself. If you will feel like you're missing the dining area inside, you can definitely replace that and place some seating there so your Sims can actually stay inside, eat together if it's rainy or any kind of bad weather, because it depends on which world you place this one at. And of course you can have a snow, and I would probably not recommend to travel in the snow to campsite, but who am I? It's all up to your imagination and you can play in any kind of weather. Well, I said if you will download this, if you want to download this build, it is in the gallery under my ID, which is the same like my YouTube name, and you can find me like that almost everywhere, and it's outdoorsy. Again, these books that I'm placing here are decorational only, and I'm using this cube to place it correctly so I wouldn't have to play with height. And this way you have more accurate results than if you're raising the item with 9 or 0. With 0 you obviously go down, you don't raise with 0, but yeah, 9 and 0 keys are the one which level the item up or down. So again, this caravan is more or less full of stuff which is not completely usable, but I think that the illusion of it looks really good and I like how it turned out. But as I said before, I wanted my Sims to spend a lot of time outdoors, so I wasn't really focusing on furnishing that completely functional because I knew that I want them to be outside. Here I'm placing the tent with the seating that I commented on already before because I wanted them to sit outside, eat together some grilled food and just be outdoors. I'm building the restrooms here because we don't have any facility like that inside of the caravan because it's too tiny. So here are completely functional restrooms. You will see it in a minute how I furnished it inside, but outside I was focusing on the look which would fit into the woods, so it has wooden designs and wooden tones. I also placed this light so people can aim for the restrooms in the night, and I also thought that I will divide that entrance a little bit from the surroundings so that's why I placed this fence, as you can see. Now I'm placing the showers. I also included the changing table for toddlers in both of the restrooms, just in case that you will travel here with your toddler, but you will have to adjust some sleeping situation for them because there is no toddler bed in this campsite. We have a completely functional sink and a mirror behind it, and basically anything what you can imagine that it would be in a public restroom in a campsite. I was trying to make it realistic, however, if it's actual campsite, I think there would be much more of a space for the restrooms. Here, because it's technically designed for one family, I included just 2 restrooms, as you could see. Now I'm placing the grill around and I'm still deciding about the design of the lot. So I thought that the best thing would be to place it in front of the caravan, because in my head that's how it would be. If you will come, you will have it next to you so you can use it just for yourself, and other Sims would have their grill in front of their caravans. I'm playing with some string lights here which came with cottage living because I absolutely love the tree with the lights around it, and I think it fits into this campsite completely well. And I also placed a fake trailer. I believe this trailer came with the Strangerville expansion, but it is fake, as I said. It's more to create the illusion that this campsite is not only for one family and more Sims can come, but it is for one family to be played at. So it's just a fake trailer, but I think it makes that place much more realistic. I'm playing with string lights again here because I love light anywhere, and this looks super cute to me, and I was really playing around to make it even and connect it everywhere. So it took me a while to adjust that correctly, but I think it paid off. I'm also looking for more string lights because you never have enough of string lights, and I wanted to connect these 2 trees, so I had to adjust the distance between them because they were too far, and I don't like when it ends nowhere, so I was trying to hide it inside of the tree, and I hope that I did a good job. At least it's not completely obvious that it would be not connected. This lot where I'm building is not very big, so I didn't have that much of a space to play around. I think that if I chose a bigger lot, I would do more of like activities or maybe facilities. Maybe I would do even a small store or something like that. But on the other hand, I feel like this looks more like a campsite, which will not cost too much for anyone who would want to come, but obviously it's a bit more expensive than if you would go just for a campground and you would bring your tent. Here, I'm playing around with the trash cans because I was just thinking, you know what, we will have 2. One will be like a general waste, and the second one will be to recycle, and that's why I also placed those little signs above them. I think it's a cute, funny little detail. And now I'm playing around with some light. I originally thought that I'll leave this one, but then I thought that I will go for something more cute, and I chose those lanterns because I think that it gives much more of a cozy vibe, and it's really nice to see this campsite in the evening, but you will have to check that yourself if you want to see how it's all lit and how cute it looks. I'm also placing some vending machines here because we don't have a little store, so I think that having a vending machine with possibility to purchase a snack or soda is actually a good idea, so I did include them. I'm decorating the outside a bit, and as I said before, because these caravans are not movable, I wasn't afraid to place some decorations, some stones and flowers and bushes around it because I knew that it's not gonna run over and it's not gonna ruin that. We also have a little bush in case that someone will need to relieve themselves really quickly, so they don't have to run into the restroom, but I hope it's not gonna be used frequently. I also included this picnic blanket because I really was looking into activities that my Sims can do outside. So I think it's a fun little detail to have picnic blanket because there is never enough of activities that we can do outdoors with our Sims. I'm also placing a little table with a lemonade tray, and it's completely functional. You'll be able to see it a bit later. And also activity for kids. So we have the marbles there, and we have also throwing the horseshoe here, and I'm playing around with that because I wasn't sure how I want to place it. And as I said before, I'm working with a limited space, so I knew it will have to be behind that caravan. In here I wasn't super sure if I wanted another fire pit, so I did try to see how it's gonna look like if I placed it there, and then I decided to not include it for the fake caravan. Here you can see me doing the terrain painting, but I have to tell you one thing. You can see that I'm doing it, and you can see that it changes the terrain, but you will also see in a minute that I will have to redo it completely, because when I was painting this terrain here, little did I know that somehow the game will reset that for me. However, the game was saved. I was working on this video for a couple of days, so it's filmed on different days. And when I came to this video after I finished this terrain painting, to my surprise, it was all reset, and you will see it in a minute. But I wanted to include this still here because you can see me landscaping, and I didn't want to cut that part out. Because I know that a lot of you who are watching do not do speed build yourselves, however some of you definitely do too. I will have to explain that this process is very long generally, and it takes a lot of time, so it's not a surprise that normally you would do the speed build on multiple days, and I always have to make sure that I'm filming with the same light and I'm filming with the same part or at the same point where I ended before. But as I said, this never happened to me, that it would reset my terrain that I already painted, and I was really surprised what happened. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit annoying because speed builds do take quite a lot of time. You see a video which takes about 20 minutes, but in reality filming speed build videos takes a lot of time. And when I say a lot of time, it takes many hours because all of these videos are sped up. This one is actually running at 1000% speed. And now you can see that I'm observing this entire lot, and to my surprise I don't see any terrain paint, so I have to start again. But doing a terrain paint is definitely something that you should never skip because it adds more realism and it just makes it look much nicer. But I was really annoyed that it did reset it because I was really happy how it turned out before. However, I'm not mad about how I designed the terrain again because I made it a little bit different. I was thinking maybe that terrain paint that I chose was the issue, I don't know. But hopefully it's gonna stay like this now, and it will keep that on my lot because I did save it in the gallery as I said before, and you can download it if you want to. It may seem that I'm almost too much of a detailist, but trust me, these little details make the lot looking much nicer in general. And you can see that I spent a lot of time doing this because I really enjoy that. I never used to love landscaping as much as I do in last year maybe. So I do focus a lot on landscaping in general now. I wasn't so sure if I want to include here some of the clothing hanging on the rack, but at the end I did leave it there, so it actually looks like when your Sims come there, they unpack their stuff from the suitcases or from the backpacks that they brought with themselves. I'm placing a little bit more of a clutter just to make it a bit more realistic, and I think that it's always super cute to have something like that. And now let's enjoy some in-game footage so you can see how it's gonna look like if you will download this lot and play with your Sims there. I have to admit myself, all of this, the entire vibe of a campsite or the caravan campsite, it just makes me feel like I really want to go out. I want to have some holiday too, because we only live once and we should definitely enjoy every day of our life and everything that we are doing. And it's just super cute that at least I can experience that through my Sims in the game if I can't go on a holiday myself right now. I always love some kind of gameplay that is oriented for families, and here I was trying to include quite a lot from Growing Together pack and all the other packs that they have family activities. Like here, the water balloon fight. I love it. The girls just laughing at them that they didn't hit her, and they feel embarrassed. They also went for some fishing. It's the lot which is near to the campsite, but you can definitely design some water area around too. And here you can see that the bed is functional and the seating's functional. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. This is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I will see you in some of my other videos. Bye!